Practical Enlightenment. I am sharing a process called the Desteni process, which I'm involved with online in these vlogs, which is a process of self-awareness, self-enlightenment, and realization to birth myself as a physical being, a fully physical being, out of the mind of consciousness and the continual act of thinking. And in this first vlog, I'm doing a review of the last month where I can see my strengths and weaknesses lie. And the first strength I want to talk about that I've identified is that I am more involved in daily writing. I have been writing a blog for the last year, but not daily, not consistently. And what I find with the daily writing, which I started about 2.5 weeks ago and am successful at, is I'm finding that doing it daily, it's actually easier because I'm not thinking about it, I'm doing it. So I'm telling myself, reminding myself, when I start to go into the act of worrying, into the emotions of fear and thinking and worrying about it, I just stop and remind myself. I start my day with self-forgiveness. The second strength that I've noticed is that I'm becoming more of an observer of my mind. More and more, instead of just being directed and controlled, dictated by my mind of consciousness, the continual act of thinking, I catch it more. Like, ooh, I'm in thinking. And I can see this quite shockingly, how much I am lost in the act of thinking continually throughout my day. So it's surprising, but I'm not reacting to it, or mostly I'm not. If I do, I remind myself I don't need to react to the mind. You can just see it, observe it, and then go back to breath. And that's the third strength I'm seeing, is I'm able to react less to the mind and tell myself, okay, back to breath, which would mean back to my awareness here, out of my mind, pictures and memories, and one thought leading to another, and going into emotions and worrying and anxieties. So I go back to my breath, and then here, and move within the physical. And that way I accomplish more tasks within my day. I get my responsibilities accomplished. And I want to mention now 3 areas that I need work on, which I'm calling weaknesses. And the first one would be my habit of using sleep, napping during the day as an escape. Not talking about a practical rest, which is what I am working towards, which would be, say, a rest later in the afternoon, maybe lying on my bed and resting my body for half an hour. But I'm getting better at it, napping less, but I'm still falling into the habit of mid-morning telling myself, believing the lie that I am tired, when I've really only been up a few hours and I'm not tired. It's an escape. And I noticed that I do enjoy a few cigarettes a day, and after a cigarette I have a reaction of being tired. The body feels tired. The mind is telling the body that it's tired, and so it's something that I've programmed into myself, so it's become a habit. And I've had a cold lately, and so perhaps my body has needed some more rest. So I have noticed I'm still going into that, and I am working on it. Another area where I've noticed I seem to have replaced my fear of vlogging into a fear of doing videos, like this one I'm doing now. All of a sudden, I've replaced the thoughts and worries and imaginations about vlogging. I've become more consistent with that, and now I'm like, well, I can't do the vlogs, it's just too much. I'm overwhelmed, I can't do it. And usually I've been doing the vlogging on the weekends. So what I'm doing is committing to doing a vlog either daily or every other day, and starting with this one. So, you know, it's funny how the mind wants to be occupied. And so if I'm not fearing one thing, I'm fearing another. And I am aware of this. I do see it, and addressing that. So one fear into another fear, which is kind of funny. And the last point where I see I need work on is how quickly I lose my breath awareness. It happens really fast, and it's quite surprising. Sorry about putting my glasses on and off. They're reading glasses. Yeah, so I find there's a few days where I'm really staying with breath, staying out of the mind, and then all of a sudden, maybe I went to see my mom and I'm worried about her, and I'm having all these thoughts and pictures in my mind about my mom and pictures of the hospital and my brothers and sisters, and I'm really losing it, my focus on my breath and remaining here out of the mind of consciousness. So it's an amazing process and extremely worthwhile. And so for this month, that is my review of my strengths and weaknesses within my Desteni I process, in which I'm birthing myself as life here in the physical. Thank you.